next topic, which is something that I really like about you, and you're doing it different, and it's campaign finance. And I want to know, what are you doing different compared to your two other opponents?
Well, I look, to me, it's about transparency and accountability. And I know those words are said a lot, and but to me, it's part of the reason why I'm running. I think, everybody wants, good government, clean government, and how you do that is by being open and transparent, right, with what you do. And so I just felt like, in running for this, we're now a city of 100,000 people. Once it's official by census that we're at the 100,000 threshold, there's a new level of requirements of the city that comes in particular elected officials. There's personal financial disclosures that you have to file that before we did not, right? And so going back to your question, as far as campaign finance, I wanted to make sure that I really feel that as a city, as far as elected officials, if you're a vendor, if you're doing business with the city, you're providing a service to the city, you should not have to feel compelled to donate to a campaign, particularly to mine, and feel like you have to donate and so that you can be considered, right? I'm not saying anything or there's anything out of the ordinary going on. All I'm saying is, the reason I pledge not to accept contributions, from vendors or people that provide a service to the city, that have a contract with the city to provide a service, is so that if I get the opportunity to go in there, I want to establish some kind of code of ethics, among us as elected officials. And, does that mean that maybe vendors won't be able to contribute in the future? I'll be, as mayor, I'll be one vote. There's 4 council members and me. And if everybody feels like, well, yes, but we should have thresholds. Other cities have thresholds. And one of the things about running for office is obviously is campaigning. You raise funds. It's very expensive to run, so I get that. But we're only get elected once every 4 years. I don't believe that, once you get elected, that you should be campaigning and raising funds, throughout your whole 4-year term. In my opinion, I think there should be a schedule of, I don't know, 12 months maybe before, or 6 months where you can raise funds. Those are just, it's just me. I mean, I'm open-minded to talk with the rest of the council, right? And figuring out something in the spirit of transparency and accountability. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just to be clear, so my audience understands, you don't need to do this. You don't need to, right? But you're doing it because it's an ethical thing.
Correct. To do. It's just who I am. I mean, as an individual, I grew up, obviously very humble beginnings, and I grew up always doing the right thing. I mean, I don't know how else to be, and I just feel that. So you're right. No, I do not. But to me, I just think it's a way to have a structure in place at the city, so that future generations, when they run or want to get involved with the city, I just feel I'd like to make it easier for just regular people that want to run for office. I mean, and I say regular people, what I mean? And people that are not political nature, that just want to serve the community.
Has it been a detriment to you as
No.
far as
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, it has not, because I think I've worked with so many people over the years, and they know who I am, what I'm about. I think when I started telling people that I couldn't take contributions if they were vendors, or I think some people were a little surprised, but at the same time they were not, because they know who I am. They know what I'm about, and they know that, I didn't have this grandiose plan of, well, I want to be mayor one day. I really did not. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but it's the truth. I mean, I just feel like I have the experience. I feel like, we should have someone that, has that background to, best represent the city's best interests.
Hey buddy, it's me, Josh. So let's debunk this quote right here. To start off, let's look at the Edinburgh Economic Development Corporation, understand what they do. So basically, they have a pool of engineering firms, and whenever a project comes up, they choose from this pool to pursue the project. Now, it just makes sense for these firms to be contributors to politicians who are going to be the ones making those decisions. The first example was Mr. Alfonso Quintanilla from Quintanilla Headley and Associates. He gave $1,500 to the Richard Molina re-election campaign, and he went and filled out the proper documentation. Is it called a CIQ form, which is a conflict of interest questionnaire, and as long as he's not related or no one in the city has direct interest with the project, everything's good and it's totally legal. However, he does get rewarded with a private fundraiser at his engineering firm that Molina hosts there, with the 3 tiers of entry, $1,000, $2,500, and the maximum of $5,000 are the 3 tiers of sponsorship levels, which I find kind of disturbing, because in 2019, the latest data available, our median income was less than it was $23,208. Part of the stipulations of these conflicts of interest is that any person in government can't have a financial interest in a project that one of these firms from this pool is doing. And that's where we come to SDI Engineering. SDI Engineering LLC did direct business with Richard Molina, and they did not disclose it in any conflict of interest form, and it is illegal and by definition fraud. I know you didn't want to talk to me, Richard. You were hesitant to talk to me, and that's okay, man, but I think the FBI might have a few questions for you